I'm Phoenix Sims, and I am 64 years old.
I'm Strider Sims, and I'm 60 years old this year. What our experience was when we advocated for our parents when they were going through the dying process, which we both went through together with all four of them in the past 12 years. And how do you keep your dignity? How do you learn to trust people you've never met who are supposedly there to help you in facilities? How do you make the transition from this life that you've had all up till that point into an institution? Home to us was, we don't want to die that way. We really don't want to go in the fashion that our parents went. And there must be a new model, and we may have to take a big part in what that is. I was bumping into stuff, tripping, stubbing my toe, going to the chiropractor once a week to kind of get myself stacked back up from whatever I was doing, and my body was just feeling more and more out of sorts. And now that I'm practicing, I know that I'm investing every day, moment by moment, really, in the restoration of my health through the practices, because they're so holistically tuned to bringing the body back to health.
So in my 30s, I made a huge change. And what I realized at that point was that I needed to make a lot of changes in my life. And I needed to commit to a clean lifestyle, a lot of nature contact, a lot of emotional release, a lot of therapy, a lot of really getting with myself and what are my values, and live by my values, and be with other people that have common values and support each other. So I've already had a lot of that in my life experience. So when I'm looking forward to my older years, I'm going, well, where is that out there? And it's not out there. It's not being provided. A place, I imagine myself going into a place like my mother went. They served GMO food. It was drug infested. It was, it was just not my values. So I feel like I'm in a position that I'm going to have to create it and co-create it. And so when I met Ming Tong and when I started doing the Wisdom Qigong, I feel like there was an invitation for to join into the vision that I'm having, and also meeting other people like-minded, and what we could create together instead of focusing on what is not working in our culture, in our aging, in our everything. It's time to really focus on what is working and how can we contribute. And Qigong is something that I started, about 2 years ago. I met Ming Tong, and I've been doing a daily practice, and it has changed my life as far as how I feel about myself, how I experience well-being, how I do my process, how I move through challenges, and somehow this is, it just feels like it's all coming together.
So I also was introduced to Ming Tong 2 years ago, but I had heard about and learned a little bit about Qigong clear back in my teens. And I said, I've got to learn this, I got to get involved with this. So 10 years passed. They seem like a very long time when you're in your 20s. The next 10 passed. When I hit 30, I was starting to go, I'm going to be a full-grown adult one of these days. 40, this is really getting serious. I've got to get on track here. It wasn't until I was in my 50s until I started practicing. And every decade goes by faster and faster. So we know the next decade is probably going to go by even quicker. And we need to start thinking now about how we want, when it comes time to change our lifestyle, to have it more the way we want. And we've thought about it, we've talked about it with our relatives, with our close friends, the people we love, who we would rather be looking at while we're aging, even if they're drooling and we're drooling, we'd rather be drooling together, rather than with, in a factory setting like we've described about our own parents and where they were consigned to at that time. So we've said, well, what do we do? Like if we build a compound, will all of our family just come, because it's there? Was that what we have to do? Or do we need to go where they are? And that it's been a conundrum that we've been trying to grapple with. Now this feels like the peace. Now that we've found Qigong, which keeps you in your body, it improves your balance, it improves your state of mind, it improves your circulation. Every time you do it, you are creating an improvement in your health. That is the thing, that's the joining element. No matter who it is, if it's your family or not, if you have that in common, you have something really tangible to keep your life meaningful with the people around you. So this is why we're looking at and thinking about how could Qigong and Wisdom Healing Qigong be the antidote to a undignified aging.